Haruki Murakami, one of the most renowned writers in the world, did not start his career in a traditional way. In the 1970s, he ran a jazz club in Tokyo, a passion that combined his love for music with the desire to own a business. Although he led a busy and fulfilling life, he had never thought about writing until the age of 29. While watching a baseball game, Murakami had an epiphany. Suddenly, he knew he wanted to write a novel. Without any literary experience, he decided to begin. Murakami established a rigorous routine, writing every night after long days of work at the club. The discipline he demonstrated was impressive, and his determination led him to complete his first novel, Hear the Wind Sing, which was well received. The initial success motivated him to continue, and Murakami plunged headfirst into writing, dedicating himself with unwavering discipline. However, as his career progressed, Murakami began to feel an unexpected burden. The discipline that had once driven him started to turn into an exhausting and lifeless routine. He found himself writing out of obligation, and the inspiration that had guided him initially began to fade. Without realizing it, he was entering a creative crisis. Writing, which had once been a pleasure, started to feel like a burden. Realizing that something needed to change, Murakami made a bold decision. He closed the jazz club and moved to a small town in the countryside. There he adopted a new lifestyle, where long-distance running became a central part of his daily routine. Running, like writing, required discipline, but the process brought back something he had lost: a deep sense of motivation and personal renewal. This new balance between discipline and motivation allowed Murakami to rediscover his passion for writing. During this period, he wrote some of his most acclaimed novels, such as Norwegian Wood and Kafka on the Shore. The experience taught him that without a clear and vivid motivation, discipline can become an empty path. The true strength of discipline lies in being rooted in something greater, a purpose, a passion that sustains it. From an early age, we are bombarded with the idea that discipline is the key to success. Just be disciplined, say the experts, self-help books, and even the success stories we hear. It's common to believe that if we're disciplined enough, we can achieve any goal regardless of circumstances. This widely spread belief leads us to think that motivation is secondary, a luxury for the weak, while discipline is what truly matters. But is that really true? Is discipline alone enough to lead us to success? Today, I'm going to share with you the story of Haruki Murakami, one of the world's most influential writers who believed in this myth of pure discipline. He strictly followed a disciplined routine, seeking to achieve excellence in his writing. However, what he didn't expect was that this rigid discipline would lead him into a personal and creative crisis. At one point in his career, Murakami found himself lost. The routine that once propelled him forward began to suffocate him, and writing, which was his passion, turned into a burden. He followed all the right steps, yet something essential was missing. What Murakami discovered during this crisis was something many of us overlook. Discipline without a clear and alive motivation can become empty and unsustainable. It's like trying to drive a car without fuel. No matter how well-built the car is, it won't go anywhere. This real-life story challenges the idea that discipline is enough. Murakami's journey shows us that for discipline to work, it needs to be rooted in something deeper: motivation. In the next few minutes, we'll explore how this combination can be the true key to achieving sustainable and meaningful success. Despite following a disciplined routine and achieving initial success, Haruki Murakami began to feel that something was wrong. At the start of his writing career, he could wake up every day with the determination to write for hours, rigorously meeting his daily word count goals. However, as time went on, this discipline began to feel like a burden. Writing, which was once a source of pleasure and fulfillment, started to feel mechanical and lifeless. Murakami found himself writing without inspiration, as if he were just going through the motions, no longer creating something meaningful. This period of exhaustion culminated in a personal crisis. Murakami realized that despite his rigorous discipline, he was losing sight of the purpose behind his work. The creative process, which once flowed naturally, began to stall. His books were still being published, but he felt that something essential was missing. He started doubting his ability to continue as a writer, and the routine that once seemed to guarantee his success now seemed to trap him. Without clear motivation, the discipline Murakami had valued so highly had become unsustainable. It was at this point that Murakami recognized that discipline alone wasn't enough. He realized he needed more than just a routine to continue creating with quality and purpose. This was the moment Murakami decided to change his lifestyle, seeking a way to reconnect with the motivation that had inspired him to write. This change was crucial for him to overcome the crisis and find a new balance between discipline and motivation. When it comes to achieving long-term goals, discipline is often seen as the main tool to stay on track. However, without a constant source of motivation, discipline can quickly turn into an empty routine. The true secret to sustaining discipline over time is being consistently connected to a deeper reason that infuses energy and purpose into every action. Think about high-performance athletes. They don't dedicate themselves just out of discipline. They're driven by a deep passion for what they do. A marathon runner, for instance, doesn't train just to stick to a schedule. They're fueled by the sense of accomplishment, the desire to push their limits. It's this motivation that turns the repetitive act of running every day into something meaningful. Without that passion, even the most disciplined athlete will struggle to find the strength to continue. The same principle applies to artists, entrepreneurs, and even personal projects. A painter may have a disciplined work routine, but if they lose touch with the emotion or inspiration that drives them to create, their work can become technical and soulless. In this context, motivation acts as the vital force that keeps the flame burning, allowing discipline to function as the structure that sustains and channels this creative energy. When motivation is absent, discipline becomes a mere mechanical repetition, and the quality of the work suffers. Therefore, it's essential to seek and cultivate a source of motivation that is constantly renewed. This can come in various forms: revisiting the original purpose, finding new inspirations, or adjusting the vision of the future. Without this connection, even the most well-thought-out and disciplined plans risk failing. The balance between discipline and motivation is what truly enables people not only to move forward but also to thrive on their journeys, achieving not just goals but also deep personal satisfaction. The pursuit of success often leads us to believe that discipline alone is the answer to all our ambitions. However, as we've seen, discipline without motivation can become a burdensome and meaningless task. The true secret to achieving sustainable and meaningful results is finding a balance between these two elements. Discipline is the structure that keeps us on the right path, but motivation is what gives us the energy and purpose to continue, even during the toughest times. In different areas of life, this balance manifests in various ways. In the workplace, for instance, it's crucial to have clear goals and a disciplined plan to achieve them. But if those goals aren't aligned with something you truly value, the daily routine can become a source of frustration rather than fulfillment. Motivation can come from a sense of purpose, a desire for personal growth, or even a bigger dream that drives your actions. When your motivation is strong, discipline stops being a struggle and becomes a natural ally in the process. Similarly, in the personal realm, whether in creative projects, physical exercise, or any other goal, motivation needs to be at the center. If you're forcing yourself to follow a plan without feeling passionate about it, burnout is inevitable. Finding what truly motivates you may require introspection and adjustments along the way, but it's this pursuit that makes disciplined effort sustainable and rewarding. The process of reconnecting with what truly matters is what gives meaning to discipline and turns a simple routine into a meaningful journey. In summary, the balance between discipline and motivation is the key not only to achieving your goals, but also to maintaining a fulfilling and meaningful life. Discipline alone is like a map without a destination. Motivation is what sets the direction and gives purpose to the journey. By aligning these two elements, you not only become capable of reaching your objectives, but also of doing so in a way that enriches your life in every aspect. Remember, true strength lies in finding this balance, where discipline becomes the path and motivation, the fuel that keeps you moving forward. If this reflection on the balance between discipline and motivation resonated with you, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Leave a like if you found the ideas helpful, and share your own experiences in the comments. We'd love to hear how you find motivation in your daily routines. And before you go, I highly recommend watching our next video, The Harsh Truth About How This Is Destroying Your Life. In it, we'll explore how certain habits, which seem harmless, might be sabotaging your progress and well-being in ways you never imagined. It's a must-watch if you're looking to transform your life for the better.